Hey everybody, welcome to another Flea Market Finds episode. This is actually a Facebook Marketplace pick. This actually came up on Facebook Marketplace on November 25th, the night before Thanksgiving. And I think it was the night before Thanksgiving. Anyways, it was the night before Thanksgiving, whatever date that was of this year, 2020. And what ended up happening was I contacted the individual that evening that the ad came on Marketplace. And we made arrangements, and he actually was willing to meet Thanksgiving morning. So I figured, well, pretty much not much to do until the turkey's ready. Why not head out? It was only one town over, and ended up cutting a deal on this ratty-looking two-draw riser with a slightly less ratty-looking Kennedy top box and some items inside. Now, when I got there, he had everything out on a table, and he had all the stuff laid out, and he wanted me to make offers on everything. And I ended up looking really hard and finally came to the conclusion and had a very frank discussion with him about how I would make him an offer on a group of stuff I would put together that I would not be looking to take the whole lot, because he was looking for quite a bit of money for the whole lot, and a big part of that was because he had a lot of what he thought was valuable tooling there in the way of taps, but a lot of high-speed end mills, used drills, not stuff that I need any more of. So that would be stuff that it would just end up sitting here, and I wouldn't get around to selling it. I have enough now that I need to catalog and maybe start selling. The best item he had, I'll get to at the very end of this because it's in its own separate case. He wanted quite a bit of money for that, so that was kind of like a sticking point, but we ended up finally cutting a deal. So I ended up getting that piece. Excuse me. I ended up getting that piece and these two pieces here, and I don't even remember what I paid for it. I think originally he was looking for probably around $250, $300 or something like that. And like I said, I left a lot of stuff there. So let's take a look at these boxes first, the kind of condition that they're in, and then we'll go through. There's only a couple of draws here. This shouldn't be a very long episode. We should be able to do this all as a one-parter. So this two-drawer riser, it doesn't have a key, and it looks like hell. It's got all its pulls. The drawers actually work pretty nice. The felt's kind of ratty looking on the inside. But the big issue is it's just bleached out, and wherever paint is missing, there's rust, and there's quite a bit of paint missing in sections. There's a lot of paint missing on the top here in this corner and that corner. It's just a ratty looking box. The handles are still on it though, so I mean that's going to be a cheap riser for somebody. What can I say? In reality, we were having trouble coming to terms on my offer for all the tools that I had laid out in the pile. And then I looked over at the riser in the box, which initially I had no interest in because I don't need another riser in the box, and I don't like shipping these, so it means I got to sell it local, so I want to flip it easy. And I was actually surprised he was pretty reasonable with what he was asking for the riser in the box. So I think he wanted $50 for these two pieces. So by giving him the $50 for these two, I was able to actually, kind of make the deal work a little bit for both of us. So now the top box is actually in much better shape than the base cabinet, the two-drawer riser. It's got, it's a little long in the tooth here and there. There's a little bit of, I don't know what that is on the top here. It's, it's kind of faded, jaded, but it doesn't have anywhere near as much rust damage on it as the riser does. And he did have one key, and it's a genuine Kennedy lock and key. Inside actually looks really good. This is not missing. It's not all dented up. Got a little bit of paint missing here. Really not that bad. You can see on the drawers here, so you can see that you've got some rust here. This paint's flaking off right there. So again, this is an ugly box. no doubt about it. But it is a Kennedy. All the draws work nice. Slides all work, you know. The felt's not... No, actually, the felt's actually in great shape because somebody cut inserts, the non-skid inserts in here. So I mean, yeah, I think I'm going to be able to get $50 for that box, hopefully. So not a lot of stuff in here. This is, you know, this wasn't even in the box. It's the stuff that he had out on the table. I piled and ended up just putting in the box to carry it back home. Start right off here at the top. We get another one of these style magnetic holders. I've had a few of these over the years with different names on them. This is called the Eric holder. Okay. It's actually a handy little indicator holder. It's got a fine adjust on it. Works pretty well. And it doesn't look like it has much bearing surface, but it actually has pretty decent magnetic holding power. So that'll be a cheap mag holder for somebody. Here's a stamp set. This is a number set, 1 through 9 and of course 0. And it's in excellent condition, and they are very sharp looking, like they haven't seen a lot of use at all. There's a logo and a heart. It's a W and a heart, so I'm not familiar with that logo. I haven't decided if I'm going to keep those yet. I don't know if I have any large numbers. Here's a general jobber's drill guide. Alright, these are popular. These are handy to have. Of course, the Starrett ones bring all the money. Speaking of Starrett, here's a pathetic little indicator. But you know what? It's old as hell. It's got some crap stuck to the plastic. Actually, that's rubbing off of my fingernail, so that's a good sign. I don't know what the heck is going on with this thing. But it's a millimeter. Actually says resolution on this thing, divisions are 0.01 millimeters, so that's interesting. I don't even think I noticed that. I didn't have much love for this indicator when I saw it because it's old and crusty, but the fact that it's not completely bound up, there you go, it's sticking a little bit, see? That's what you get with age. Things get sticky. Machinery's Handbook, 21st edition. I know for a fact he let this go for $5 in our deal, because this is one of the things that we had agreed on ahead of time. Broke the ice over this, so to speak. I can usually get about $20 for these, depending on the condition. This one's actually in very good physical condition. It might have a little bit of mildew, but it's actually very, yeah, see there's some mildew up here. You can see the discoloration, but it's actually very good shape other than that. How come a nice crisp 50 or a 20 doesn't fall out of these pages whenever I open these, huh? That seems to happen. Yeah, there's the business reply card from Industrial Press, so you can order other books from that series. I want to point out that one of the other bonuses here is that this box, for all its shortcomings, there are, you know, some of these clips are in there for the partitions. There's some partitions in here. The bottom drawer has more of these partitions in it, so that's kind of nice. Alright, I only got 2 more drawers left. The rest of the drawers are empty except for this one and this one. This one. Alright, this is, I think, the only micrometer I took from his pile of micrometers he had there. He probably had 3 or 4 other micrometers that were just really old and beat. So this is the only one that I looked at and said, you know, that's still a good serviceable micrometer. It's a 436 2 to 3 inch. Yeah, so this does not have carbide faces. This is 0.001 resolution. It's not a tense micrometer, but the lock works. The ratchet thimble works. You know, and it's a Starrett. What do you want, right? This is actually a, yeah, here it is. This is it's interesting. I found this Starrett screw pitch gauge amongst this stuff. This is, alright, so this is a number 6 Starrett screw pitch gauge. And then I found this box. So that is, and it is a box for a number 6. Now what the heck's the number 6 screw pitch gauge? It says 30 pitches, 4 to, I don't know, can't make it out, V threads. I don't recall that being the part number for these Starrett screw pitch gauges. The box is old as dirt. Yeah, I don't know, it's got 42 or 30 leaves in it, I don't know. I don't need it, so. Red files. Pretty sure these are both the same. No, I'm wrong. These have different thread pitches on them. Huh, interesting. That's a Nutrix number 2, and this is a Nutrix number 1. I think I have a 1 and a 2. A 1 and a 2. Hey, cool beans. I didn't have a number 2. So I'll sell this number 1. And I put the number 2 in my stash. And this is a automatic center punch. This is a Craftsman number 4054. I have some guys that have a special place in their heart for vintage Craftsman machinist tools. And it works perfectly fine. So that'll be a nice find for somebody. I think this is the only other indicator I ended up scoring, and you know, nothing to get excited about. It's an older Ames indicator. It's a little dirty, but it seems to work perfectly well. And usually these clean up pretty decent. Well, I don't have my LA Awesome cleaner handy. Literally spit and polish. Gross, right? Nothing gross about that. And the last of the junk, the last of the fine merchandise that I got on this sale, other than the one item I'm going to show you as soon as I clear this all off the bench, because it's in its own case, is in this drawer here. And look what I found. You guys are like, ah, so? Well, those of you guys who watch my channel regularly probably might recognize that I have in the past gotten like 1 or 2 other pairs of these at different estates now. This style, exactly like this. They have no markings on them. They totally look homemade, like project. So my working theory at this point is that at some point back in the day, some publication like Popular Mechanics or something like that came out with a blueprint for this project for you to make on your lathe. Because I just think it's a hoot that I got, you know, another pair of these. Okay, so it's the memory, the mind. The mind plays tricks on you. When you're going from memory, I'm thinking, oh yeah, these are identical to the other ones I got, right? And then here's the other ones I just got not too long ago, and you can see they are similar, but they are different. So they have some similarity to them. And then this one, so I actually got 3 of these. These all appear to match. There was probably a 4th at one point, and you know, but anyways, so these are decent though. Got a nice square. This is a Starrett number 20, 4.5 inch. I'll go double check. I'm almost positive I have the number 20. I was well on my way to filling in that set, except for the really huge ones, which are, you know, stupid money when they come up for sale. This is, I'm going to say this is going to be a telescopic gauge set by the looks of it. Oh yeah, there we go. But the good news is it is a Starrett set. $5.79. And the $5.79 means what, boys and girls? It means that it's the self-centering style. Both sides are spring-loaded. Alright, and it is a complete set, which is nice. Probably originally said Starrett on here, and over the years, chemicals or something got to it, and the snap is broken. But the gauges all work. You know, they're not all stuck. They're all nice and free. So that's good. I'll make somebody a deal on those. A brooch. a lonely brooch. He had no collars for it. He had no other brooches. I mean, you can buy single brooches, so I guess shouldn't be that surprised. The teeth are good. I don't see any damage on them. This is a Dumont 1/4 inch. So this is the same manufacturer as my broaching set. So pardon me for broaching the subject. Anyways, let's just see. Oh yeah, nice and rusty. This is how this set was when I got it, and I never bothered cleaning it. And I've only used it, I think, once, and I used this small one. So there it is right there, 1/4 inch. Alright, so I don't need that. I can give somebody a deal on a single 1/4 inch brooch, and they can make their own collars. So what else? What's in, I don't even remember what's in here. Old Starrett case. Old Starrett depth micrometer. It's a 445. So that's going to be a 0 to 3 inch. That's a nice little micrometer. And then, for some reason, you had this brand new 1 to 2 inch rod, replacement rod. So I don't know. Alright. Let me show you that last item, and then we can get the heck out of here. Now the final item, the money item. A Starrett Vernier caliper. The scale goes up to 26 inches, but I think that makes this a 24 inch Vernier, because when you slide this open, it's usable at 24 inches as a max measurement. Anyways, these were very expensive when they were new, and they don't trade as well on the used market. But this is a particularly nice one, actually, because, well, for starters, you'll notice it's got a satin chrome finish, which is nice. But the other thing about this one is, we can get this to focus. What this says right here is that this is a number 123 E and M. All right, and right below it, it says that it is a hardened, stabilized master bar. So this particular one's got a couple of things going for it. The E and M means that it's English and metric. It actually has, on the top here, it has a metric scale, and on the bottom, inches. Okay, so that right there makes it a little more desirable than some of the other ones. Also, the fact that it's a master Vernier, I think it's to considered to be a higher precision or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but like I have like a huge, like a 60-inch Starrett Vernier that I bought at a auction a while back, and that thing's old as dirt. But that's not as nice as this, because that one is it's just steel. It's not as easy to read as this, and I don't think that that's a master one. I think it's just a different series or something. So anyways, I think I gave, when I figured everything out in the end, I think I ended up giving $50 for this, and I might keep this. I haven't decided yet. In order for me to make it worthwhile to sell this, I'd probably have to get like $100 for it, and I don't know. I don't even know if I could get that for it. But like I said, I might not be an issue. I might just keep this one. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is a nice short one. If I can do my job in editing, get out all of the stuff that doesn't need to be seen, maybe we can get this down to one episode. Now, if you like videos like this, please hit the like button. If you're not already a subscriber, please consider subscribing. Take care.